Hi everyone, I'm E from Susan's family. Today, I'm going to introduce you the Feather Illusion Lace Cardigan from the Retro Nostalgia series. This cardigan comes in two sizes, small and large. The crochet method is almost the same. There are only slight differences in the number of stitches and row numbers. Both are divided into the back piece, left and right front pieces, sleeves, joining together, hems, collar edge, front band, and buttons. Crochet the back piece, left and right front pieces, and sleeves in order. Then proceed with joining together. After completing, crochet the hems, collar edge, and front band. Finally, sew on the buttons. Mindful that the left and right here refer to the left and right when wearing. Start learning the back piece. It's divided into the body and shoulder parts. Crochet the body first. Use foundation chain to start. Work back and forth. Several stitches will be used, all of which are marked in the chart, so I won't go through each one. For the following demonstration, I'll use the small size as an example. If you're working on a large size, you can start learning first, then refer to the chart for crocheting. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet method. First, make the foundation chain. Take out the corresponding yarn. When crocheting, you'll need to use 3 strands of yarn. That is, pull out 3 separate yarn tails. Then merge them into one strand for crocheting. For convenience in watching, the rest of this tutorial will demonstrate using a single strand of cotton yarn. The single strand in the tutorial represents 3 actual strands of yarn, and the colors are random for specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes. Please refer to the detail page of our product and the charts. Start by making a slip knot. Slightly tighten it. Then work chains. Don't make the chains too tight. That completes the foundation chain. Now move on to the first row. Read the chart from left to right. Start with a chain as the turning chain for single crochet. This doesn't count as one stitch. Then proceed from the second to last chain. Pick up the top loops and work single crochets evenly. Once done, the first row is complete. Now continue to the second row. Refer to the chart from right to left. Chain 6 as the turning chain for triple treble crochet. This counts as one triple treble crochet. After completing, turn the piece counterclockwise. For the small size, pick up the left stitch and work one triple treble crochet. Pay attention after turning. The stitches correspond to the top left position. Yarn over the hook 4 times. Insert the hook. Be mindful not to insert into the stitch under the turning chain. Pull the yarn through. At this point, there will be 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 triple treble crochet is now completed. Work another triple treble crochet on the left single crochet. I'll demonstrate it again. Wrap the yarn around the hook 4 times and insert. Yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 5 times. The second triple treble crochet is now finished. Next, skip the 3 single crochets below. Work a quadruple treble crochet on the 4th single crochet. Yarn over 5 times. Insert into the 4th single crochet on the left. Pull through. At this point, there will be 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 6 times. That completes 1 quadruple treble crochet. Next, work another quadruple treble crochet, yarn over 5 times. Insert into the adjacent stitch. Draw through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 6 times. The second quadruple treble crochet is now complete. Work another quadruple treble crochet. After finishing, return to the first single crochet on the right side. Work another quadruple treble crochet. Insert through the first single crochet in front of the 3 quadruple treble crochets. Then correspondingly work 2 quadruple treble crochets for the next 2 single crochets on the left. We will treat this group of 6 quadruple treble crochets as one right upper 3 cross stitch. Next, work another right upper 3 cross stitch. Start by skipping the first 3 single crochets on the left. From the 4th stitch, correspondingly work 3 quadruple treble crochets. After completing, return to the 3 single crochets on the right side. Starting from the first single crochet, work 3 quadruple treble crochets. Pay attention to insert the hook in front of the previous stitches while crocheting. The second right upper 3 cross stitch is now complete. For the rest of this row, continue working the right upper 3 cross stitches. End with triple treble crochet. Everyone, refer to the chart and finish this row. That completes the second row. We will consider the right side of the quadruple treble crochets as the right side of the entire piece. This is the side where the starting yarn tail is on the right hand. Next, start crocheting the third row. Make a turning chain. Turn your work. Work single crochets evenly. Finally, on the 6th chain of the turning chain from the previous row, pick up 2 strands and make a single crochet. That completes the third row. We will consider rows 2 and 3 as one sequence. For the remaining rows, continue working back and forth. Simply repeat the sequence of rows 2 and 3. Note that all single crochet rows are worked on the wrong side. All rows with the right upper 3 cross stitches are worked on the right side. Everyone, refer to the chart to finish the last single crochet row of the body. After crocheting 4 rows, you can compare the dimensions indicated in the chart. If there's a significant difference in size, you'll need to adjust your tension and rework a few rows. The sample has now completed the last single crochet row. Next, we will work the final row of the body. Start with 4 chains. This serves as the turning chain for the treble crochet. It counts as 1 treble crochet. Turn your work. For the small size, work 1 treble crochet into the next single crochet, yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Draw through. Now there are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 3 times. 1 treble crochet is now completed. Then, work another treble crochet in the adjacent single crochet. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Draw through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 3 times. The second treble crochet is now completed. Next, skip 3 single crochets. Work 1 treble crochet in the 4th stitch. Then, work 1 double treble crochet, yarn over 3 times. Insert into the single crochet. Draw through. Now there are 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 4 times. The double treble crochet is now done. Next, work another double treble crochet in the left single crochet. Yarn over 3 times. Insert the hook. Draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 4 times. The second double treble crochet is completed. After completing, return to the first single crochet, work 2 triple treble crochets sequentially. And 1 quadruple treble crochet. We consider these 6 stitches as one group of crossing stitches pattern. That is, replace the previous 6 quadruple treble crochets with 1 treble crochet, 2 double treble crochets, 2 triple treble crochets, and 1 quadruple treble crochet. Pay attention that in this row, we will work various crossing stitches. They are collectively called crossing stitches. When crocheting, refer to the chart and follow it. You can count the small diagonal lines on each stitch according to the chart. The number of diagonal lines indicates how many times to yarn over. Note that the chart should be read from right to left. Everyone finish this row. This completes the explanation of the body part. Next, we will crochet the shoulder parts. It is divided into the left shoulder part and the right shoulder part. Note that the left and right here refer to the sides when wearing it. Start by crocheting the left shoulder part. After completing it, crochet the right shoulder part. The new stitch used is half double crochet, slip stitch, SC2 tog and DC2 tog. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Begin with crocheting the left shoulder part. Start by carrying the yarn across. Enlarge the loop. Pass the skein or piece through the loop. Tighten it. Then turn the work over. Refer to the chart to locate the starting position of row 1. Draw the yarn through. pay attention to keeping the carried yarn close to the piece. Make 1 turning chain to start. Then, work single crochets evenly. After completing the last single crochet, below, you'll encounter a SC2 tog. Insert the hook into the left stitch, yarn over and draw through. This is an unclosed single crochet. Next, insert the hook into the adjacent stitch. Yarn over and draw through. Complete the 2 unclosed single crochets. At this point, there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops. 1 SC2 tog is now complete. At the same time, the first row is finished. Continue with the second row. Start with 2 chains. Turn the work over. Work 1 double crochet into the first single crochet on the left side. Work 1 double crochet into the single crochet on the left. For large sizes, the number of double crochets here will vary. Pay attention and refer to the chart while crocheting. Then work 3 half double crochets evenly. Work another 3 single crochets accordingly. Finally, make a slip stitch. The slip stitch for the oval shape doesn't need to be pulled tight. After completing, make 1 more chain. Tighten it. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. The left shoulder part is now finished. Next, we'll crochet the right shoulder part. Place the completed shoulder part on the left side. Refer to the chart to locate the starting position for row 1. Join the yarn on the wrong side. You can make a loose knot. Then pull the yarn through. Adjust a little. The joining is complete. For any subsequent joinings, you can follow the method shown here to join the yarn. Then continue crocheting. Make 1 chain to start. Then work a SC2 tog. Let me demonstrate it again. Yarn over and pull through at the joining position with the hook. Yarn over and pull through the next stitch on the left. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops. That completes 1 SC2 tog. Then refer to the chart and work the corresponding number of single crochets. You can weave the yarn tail as you crochet. After completing the single crochets, finish with 1 slip stitch. That completes row 1. Now move on to row 2. Start by carrying the yarn across. Then locate the starting position for row 2. Turn your work. Chain 1 to start. Continue crocheting while referring to the chart. At the end, you'll encounter a DC2 tog. Yarn over and insert the hook into the single crochet. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. That completes one unclosed double crochet. Next, on the left side in the SC2 tog, work another unclosed double crochet, yarn over. Insert the hook. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. You now have 2 unclosed double crochets. There should be 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops. That completes one DC2 tog. Chain 1 to secure. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. That's how you complete the second row. The right shoulder part is also done. Up to this point, the crocheting of the back piece has been fully explained. Next, we'll learn about the left and right front pieces. We will start from foundation chain. Work back and forth in rows. The crochet method is similar to the back piece. Both are divided into the body and shoulder parts. Begin by crocheting evenly. Then decrease at the neckline side. Here, multiple types of decrease stitches are used. After completing that, continue crocheting the shoulder parts. Below, please watch me demonstrate the specific methods for decreasing. Here, I'll demonstrate using a sample. The decrease stitches used on the left front piece. For both small and large sizes, on the third to last row of the body. When working the last stitch of the crossing stitch, you will encounter TR3 tog. First, work an unclosed treble crochet. Yarn over the hook twice. Insert the hook. Draw through. Yarn over again, and draw through the first 2 loops on the hook twice. An unclosed treble crochet is now done. Next, from the stitch on the left side of the crossing stitch, work 2 more unclosed treble crochets sequentially. After completing 3 unclosed treble crochets, yarn over and draw through all remaining loops on the hook once. This completes the TR3 tog. At the same time, the third row from the bottom is also completed. Continue working according to the chart. Crochet until the end of the last row of the body. For the small size, at the end of the last row, you will encounter a TTR2 tog. Below, I'll continue demonstrating this stitch using the sample. Yarn over the hook 4 times. Insert the hook. Draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops on the hook 4 times. An unclosed triple treble crochet is now finished. Next, work another unclosed triple treble crochet on the left side. Finally, yarn over once and pull through all loops. That completes 1 TT or 2 tog. The explanation for all decreases in the left front piece of the small size is now complete. For the large size, at the end of the last row, you will encounter a quarter TT or 2 tog. Below, I'll demonstrate this stitch using this sample. First, work an unclosed quadruple treble crochet. Yarn over the hook 5 times. Insert the hook. Draw through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops 5 times. That completes 1 unclosed quadruple treble crochet. Next, on the 2 stitches to the left of the crossing stitch, work 1 unclosed triple treble crochet in each stitch. Finally, yarn over once and pull through all loops on the hook. That completes the quarter TT or 2 tog. At the same time, the last row for the large size is now finished. The explanation for all decreases in the body of the left front piece is now complete. Below, I'll demonstrate the decreases used for the right front piece with a sample. Both small and large sizes encounter T or 2 tog at the beginning of the third to last row. After carrying the yarn, locate the starting position of the third to last row. Work 3 chains. Then work 1 unclosed treble crochet. Skip the next 3 single crochets on the left without working them. Work 1 unclosed treble crochet in the 4th single crochet. Finally, yarn over once and pull through all loops. That completes 1 T or 2 tog. For the remaining part, just continue crocheting while referring to the chart. For the large size, at the start of the last row, you'll encounter a TT or quarter tog. Work 5 chains. Then turn your work. In the left stitch, first work 1 unclosed triple treble crochet. Skip the next 3 single crochets. Work 1 unclosed quadruple treble crochet in the 4th stitch. Finally, yarn over once and draw through all loops on the hook. That completes 1 TT or quarter tog. For the remaining part, just follow the chart to crochet. That concludes the explanation of all decreases you'll encounter on the right front body section. The shoulder parts of the left and right front pieces are crocheted back and forth on the completed body section. Just refer to the chart while crocheting. Pay attention to carrying the yarn across when crocheting. That completes the explanation of crocheting the left and right front pieces. Next, we'll learn the sleeves. There are 2 identical ones. Each is divided into the sleeve body and the cuff edge. The sleeves use a new stitch, SC2-in-1, FPDC and BPDC. Below, please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. The sleeve body starts with a foundation chain. It is crocheted back and forth. The foundation chain and the first 2 rows have a similar stitch pattern to the start of the back body piece. Everyone, refer to the chart to complete it. The sample is already finished. The number of stitches is random. Then move on to the 3rd row. Start with 1 chain. Turn your work. You will encounter SC2-in-1. This means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. That completes 1 SC2-in-1. Afterwards, work single crochets evenly. For the last stitch at the end, you also need to do a SC2-in-1. Everyone, please complete it. Continue crocheting the remaining part of the sleeve body while referring to the chart. Pay attention to the order of crossing stitches as you crochet. Also, keep track of the quantity of triple treble crochet on both sides. After completion, break the yarn. That concludes the explanation of the sleeve body. Next, let's learn about the sleeve cuff. Rejoin the yarn at the starting point of the sleeve body. Then work back and forth. Place the foundation chain upwards. The wrong side of the first row of single crochets should face you. Next, locate the first single crochet of the first row of the sleeve body. Pick up the 2 remaining loops of the chain and join the yarn. Make 1 chain. Then work a single crochet in the same position. Next, pick up the 2 strands of the left chain, and work 1 single crochet. For this row, continue picking up the 2 remaining loops of each chain to crochet. Then work a SC2-in-1. Continue crocheting the remaining part of this row while referring to the chart. After completion, remember to check the number of stitches. That completes the first row. Next, work the second row. Chain 3 as the turning chain for double crochet. This counts as 1 double crochet, then turn your work. Start from the second stitch and work double crochets evenly. Everyone finish this row. That concludes the second row. Continue with the third row. Chain 2. Turn your work. When you encounter a FPDC below, yarn over. Insert your hook from the right side of the second double crochet in the previous row. Pick up the entire stitch. Come out on the left. Yarn over again, and pull the yarn through. Enlarge the loop. So it's about the same height as the turning chain on the right. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops twice. This completes one FPDC. This raised texture is the result of the FPDC. Next, work 1 BPDC. Yarn over. Insert your hook from right to left behind the post of the next stitch. Make 1 double crochet. And that completes the BPDC. In this row, you alternate between 1 FPDC and 1 BPDC. Everyone, follow this method to finish this row. At the end, work 1/2 double crochet into the third chain of the turning chain. That completes the third row. Now move on to the fourth row. Start with 2 chains. Then turn your work. Next comes the BPDC. Since the chart shows the texture of the right side of the piece, you need to work FPDC on the wrong side. Pick up the last BPDC from the previous row, and make 1 FPDC. Turn back to the right side and take a look. It's the texture of the BPDC, it matches the chart. Next, the chart shows 1 FPDC, so you need to work 1 BPDC. When you turn it over, you can see the texture of the FPDC. This corresponds with the chart. That's how this row goes. 1 FPDC. Alternate with 1 BPDC. At the end, work 1/2 double crochet on the second chain of the turning chain. That concludes the explanation for row 4. For the remaining rows, simply repeat the methods used in rows 3 and 4. Pay attention while crocheting. On the wrong side, work stitches that are opposite to those shown in the chart. You can also follow the texture, working corresponding FPDC and BPDC. Everyone, complete the sleeve cuff using this method. Finally, fasten off and weave in the ends. That concludes the explanation for the sleeve. Next, we'll move on to joining the pieces together. First, join the corresponding shoulders of the front and back pieces. Then, join the side seams of the body. After that, join the sleeves. Lastly, join the sleeves to the armholes of the body. When joining, always place the right sides together and crochet from the wrong side. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific joining method. Let's start with joining the shoulders. Take the back piece and the left front piece. Here, I'll demonstrate with a small sample. Place the pieces with their right sides facing each other. Align the last row of stitches. Join the yarn in the outermost stitch. Then make a chain. Next, work a slip stitch into the stitch on the left. Make sure to insert the hook through both pieces. Finally, make 1 chain. Continue working slip stitches along the edges of the front and back pieces. Work 1 chain in between. The number of chains between slip stitches can be adjusted according to the actual situation. Just make sure that the piece lays flat after crocheting. When you encounter slip stitches and chains, pick up any 2 strands of yarn. When you encounter carried yarn, wrap it together as you crochet. Everyone, follow this method to finish the joining on this side. Fasten off the yarn when you're done. Weave the yarn tail into the piece. You can weave a few more stitches if needed. This completes the joining of the shoulder. Join the other shoulder in the same way. That concludes the explanation for joining the shoulders. Next, we'll join the sides of the body. Use the row-to-row joining method. Place the front and back pieces right sides together first. Then, crochet along the edges of the rows on the wrong side. You can use a stitch marker to secure the position. If you don't have a stitch marker, you can use a safety pin or paperclip instead. Start by joining the yarn on the right edge. Make sure to insert the hook through both layers of piece. Chain 1. Then, on the left side, it's the edge with single crochets. Insert into the single crochet. Slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain 1. On the left side is the turning chain of triple treble crochet and 6 chains. Pick up any 2 strands from the edge of the triple treble crochets and the 2 strands of the turning chain. Crochet a slip stitch and chain 1. In total, crochet 4 slip stitches. You can also adjust the number of slip stitches based on the actual situation. Just make sure the piece stays flat. For the sides of the body, the joining method is to pick up the edges of each row, and crochet slip stitches and chains. Everyone can follow this method. Join until you reach the position marked on the chart. After completing, fasten off the yarn and weave in the ends. Do the same for the other side using this method. This completes the joining of the front and back pieces. Next, I will explain how to join the sleeves. First, join the two sides of the sleeve piece together. Here we use a row-to-row joining technique. It's similar to the method used for joining the sides of the body. Fold the piece neatly on the wrong side. Align the edges of each row. Join the yarn from the farthest right edge of the sleeve. Then make a chain for transition. Next, insert your hook through both loops of the edge of the first row of double crochets. And also through both loops of the edge of the turning chain. Insert it approximately in position. Then make another chain. Make a slip stitch in the left side of the double crochet and the turning chain. Make one chain. Continue making a slip stitch on the edge of the next row. Make one chain. The joining of the sleeve edge is done like this along each row's edge. Use slip stitches and chains for joining. The number of slip stitches can be adjusted according to your preference or actual situation. Everyone follow this method to join the sleeve edge. Then, use the same method used for joining the sides of the body to join the sleeve body. Finally, fasten off the yarn and weave in the ends. After completing the joining of the sleeve piece, I will now explain how to join the sleeve to the body. Align the middle position of the last row of the sleeve body with the shoulder joining position. Match the sleeve joining position with the underarm position. Join the sleeve to the armhole position. You can start by joining yarn at the underarm and begin the join. Pick up the corresponding stitches from the last row of the sleeve body. From the armhole section, pick up any two strands along the edge rows that correspond. There's no strict requirement for the insertion point, as long as the piece lays flat and aligns properly. With a neat texture, it will look great. Finally, fasten off the yarn and weave in the ends. Everyone, complete this part. Use the same method to join the other sleeve as well. That concludes the explanation of the joining technique. Next, let's move on to the hem and the collar edge. Let's start with the hem first. It is crocheted back and forth at the starting point of the front and back pieces. The crochet technique is similar to the sleeve cuffs. After completing the first row, make sure to check the number of stitches. The last row is crocheted on the wrong side. Pay attention, when crocheting on the wrong side, use the stitch pattern opposite to the chart. Everyone, refer to the chart and complete it accordingly. The collar edge is crocheted back and forth at the neckline position of the front and back pieces. The method is similar to the cuffs. The only difference is the insertion point for the first row of single crochets. For the edges, pick up stitches along the 2 strands of yarn. Insert your hook into an approximate position. On the back piece, directly crochet into the stitch positions. After completing it, remember to check the stitch count. The last row is crocheted on the right side. At the end, break the yarn and weave in the ends. Everyone, follow this method to complete the collar edge. That concludes the explanation of the hem and collar edge. Next, let's learn about the front band. It is crocheted back and forth along the edges of the left and right front pieces. The method is similar to the cuffs. The right front band needs to have buttonholes. Below, I will demonstrate the crocheting method for the buttonholes on the front band using a sample. First, everyone follow the chart to complete the first 2 rows. Then, move on to the 3rd row, make 2 chains. Turn the work. Starting from the next stitch, work 1 FPDC. Then work 1 BPDC. Follow that with another FPDC. Next, make 1 chain. Skip the next double crochet below and leave it unworked. Work 1 FPDC into the following double crochet. This will reserve a buttonhole. For the remaining buttonhole positions, refer to the chart and crochet accordingly. That concludes the explanation of the 3rd row. Below, we will move on to the 4th row. Work this row on the wrong side. Start with 2 chains. Turn your work. First, make 1 BPDC. Then work 1 FPDC. Make 1 double crochet into the left chain space. Follow that with 1 FPDC on the left side. This completes 1 buttonhole. Finish the remaining buttonholes using the same method. That concludes the explanation of the 4th row. For the next row, just follow the chart and crochet as indicated. Finally, fasten off and weave in the ends. That completes the explanation of the right front band. For the left front band, join the yarn at the edge of the collar on the left front piece. The crocheting method is similar to the right front band. However, there's no need to leave space for buttonholes. Just crochet straight through. That concludes the explanation of the front bands. Lastly, sew on the buttons. Match and sew them to correspond with the buttonhole positions on the left front band. Below, I will demonstrate the method for sewing. Cut a 50 cm length of thread. Thread it into a sewing needle. Then align both ends. Locate any corresponding position for a buttonhole on the left front piece. First, secure the thread on the inner side of the front band. Then sew the button horizontally and secure it well. Stitch it a few more times for reinforcement. Finally, tie a knot on the wrong side. Fasten off and weave in the ends. This way, one button is sewn on. Everyone can use the same method to sew the rest of the buttons. That concludes the explanation for the buttons. Up to this point, the entire process of the cardigan has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family. Supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.